Snowflakes fell on Walter. He was high in the mountains. A group of people were wearing snowshoes and long fur coats hiked past his bed. "Where are you going?" asked Walter. "To the hotel," one of them replied. Walter turned around and saw an enormous building. A sign on it read, "Hotel Everest." "Is that a hotel?" asked Walter. "On top of Mount Everest?" "Yes," said one of the hikers. "Isn't it beautiful?" "Well," Walter began, but the group didn't wait for his answer. They waved goodbye and marched away. Walter stared at the flashing yellow sign, then crawled back beneath his sheets. But there was more to see. Walter's hand was wet and cold. When he opened his eyes, he found himself floating on the open sea, drifting toward a fishing boat. The men on the boat were laughing and dancing. "Ship ahoy!" Walter shouted. The fisherman waved to him. "What's the celebration for?" he asked. "We just caught a fish," one of them yelled back. "Our second one this week." They held up their small fish for Walter to see. "Aren't you supposed to throw the little ones back?" asked Walter. But the fishermen didn't hear him. They were busy singing and dancing. Walter turned away. Soon the rocking of the bed put him to sleep, but only for a moment. A loud shrieking horn nearly lifted Walter off of his mattress. He jumped up. There were cars and trucks all around him, horns honking loudly, creeping along inch by inch. Every driver had a car phone in one hand and a big cup of coffee in the other. When the traffic stopped completely, the honking grew even louder. Walter could not get back to sleep. Hours passed, and he wondered if he'd be stuck on this highway forever. He pulled his pillow tightly around his head. "This can't be the future," he thought. "Where are the tiny airplanes? The robots?" The honking continued into the night until finally, one by one, the cars became quiet as their drivers and Walter went to sleep. But his bed traveled on. Walter looked up. A horse stood right over his bed, staring directly at him. In the saddle was a woman wearing cowboy clothes. "My horse likes you," she said. "Good," replied Walter, who wondered where he'd ended up this time. All he could see was a dull yellow haze. "Son," the woman told him, spreading her arms in front of her, "this is the mighty Grand Canyon." Walter gazed into the foggy distance. "Of course," she went on, "with all this smog, nobody's gotten a good look at it for years." The woman offered to sell Walter some postcards that showed the canyon in the old days. "They're really pretty," she said. But he couldn't look. "It's just a dream," he told himself. "I know I'll wake up soon, back in my room." But he didn't. Walter looked out from under his sheets. His bed was flying through the night sky. A flock of ducks passed overhead. One of them landed on the bed, and to Walter's surprise, he began to speak. "I hope you don't mind," the bird said, "if I take a short rest here." The ducks had been flying for days, looking for the pond where they had always stopped to eat. "I'm sure it's down there somewhere," Walter thought, though he suspected that something awful might have happened. After a while, the duck waddled off the edge of the bed, took a deep breath, and flew off. "Good luck," Walter called after him. Then he pulled the blanket over his head. "It's just a dream," he whispered, and wondered if it would ever end. Finally,